All right, everybody, quiet down, quiet down. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on, everybody? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome and thank you for tuning in for anything and everything rock with a little bit of organized ADD, of course. I'm Zach.
I'm TJ.
I'm Robin.
And you're listening to Rock Detention.
I don't feel tardy.
Oh, Lord. Gentlemen, how are we doing this evening?
Doing good, doing good. TJ, how you doing?
Always good, sir. Always good. Always good.
Absolutely. TJ, can you hear us okay?
I got you. You hear me?
Okay. You sound like a robot on this end, just a little bit.
That's all right.
I'll take it. I'll take what I can get. What everyone do today, boys?
Well, I worked in the studio. I was on a studio session for a little bit, and then we came home and started getting set up for this. We started with.
I'll take it. I'll take it. I will take it. Well, anyway, for those of you tuning in, welcome, and of course, thank you for being here with us. Let's go ahead and dive in and explain to these folks where this came from. Why are we doing this?
Well, it all started from a FaceTime call that you called me at like 9 a.m.
You're welcome.
It was way before you needed to ever wake me up. But you called me and you asked me a question, which was, what was the best thing to come out of the 80s? And before I could answer the question, you were like, wait, hold on. Before we go any farther, I need to get my friend TJ on the phone because he's going to have an answer for this too. And got TJ on the phone, and here we are 2 weeks later in a podcast.
Touche. Well, what was the question?
The question.
Oh, shoot. You just.
Speaking of ADD.
Well.
Okay, and what did you tell me? What is the best thing to come out of the 80s?
Well, I said that I'm not quite sure what the best thing to come out of the 80s was. You had a definitive answer for it, though.
Oh, that's because it is for sure, and that is Def Leppard, hands down. That is the greatest thing to come out of the 80s.
Well, see, and I would say that there's a bunch of things that were great to come out of the 80s, and Def Leppard was one of those things. But
along with spandex.
I don't wear spandex, but no.
Prove it.
Look, dude, Def Leppard, they had it all, man. They had the look. They had the songs. The songs were fantastic. They had a stage show, and all of their songs are epic anthems.
Well, yes, absolutely, they're epic anthems. I mean, you can't talk about the 80s, any 80s music and not talk about Pour Some Sugar on Me. I mean, it's legitimately one of the greatest songs to come out of the 80s. If not one of the greatest rocks.
The greatest strip club song.
If not one of the greatest songs in rock and roll.
For the record, I am not a frequenter to strip clubs or anything. I don't. Oh my goodness.
And
well, if we're going down that road, also Nickelback, they got some great tunes for that.
Yes, but this is
we talked about that too.
But this is a show about music. So
absolutely. TJ, what do you think is the greatest thing that came out of the 80s?
Are we talking music or are we talking anything?
Dude, if someone said, what's the greatest thing that came out of the 80s? What's the first thing that came to your head besides Def Leppard?
You.
Well, I did come out of the 80s. You're right about that.
No. I'd have to say Back to the Future. Sorry, guys.
I mean,
you're on the wrong podcast. I love Back to the Future, but that's a movie, dog.
I know, but you said best thing. So, musically, though?
Touche.
Def Leppard is tough to beat.
Guys, I really hate to put a pause in this, but there's some comments coming in that are saying we have a serious echo that's rendering it kind of unlistenable. So, yeah. So who is everybody? Is there any delay on anybody's end? Because I don't have a delay, but what?
I hear everything fine.
Okay.
Everything's good on my end.
My phone has been lighting up. Let me see.
Okay. Well, yeah, when I listen to the YouTube thing, it doesn't sound like there's a... Yeah, I've got people commenting, says it sounds pretty good. Okay, well, then that makes it my parents' fault. 'Cause it's on their end, saying that there's a problem. So,
well, my father as well
Did he
texted me and said
did he say the same thing?
that there was he said there's a big lag on my voice. By the way, while we're on this subject, hello all to all the. I'm sure every one of our parents is watching, so hello to all of you, and cheers to you, Mom. She gave me crap the other day when you and I were doing the test. She said I drank too much water. I'm thirsty.
Hey,
I'm thirsty.
You know what? You need to get a great little cup, and just remember, label out. Because mine's
just
full
like
of water.
Me with my.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know,
sweet,
Whataburger is a Texas delicacy. I am from Texas, but I am not in Texas at the moment. I'm actually in Nashville, Tennessee. Where are you boys coming from?
I'm from the heart of Texas, Austin.
All right.
Deep in the heart of Texas, I am up in Minnesota with that accent.
Minnesota, huh?
Minnesota.
Do you know?
I probably just insulted like all people from Minnesota with the accent that I just attempted to do.
I say it with love. I do. I love accents, man.
Okay.
If my buddy Beans is listening, he hates it when I try to do his New York accent. I think I'm pretty good at it. He says I'm not. I say coffee.
Oh, haters gonna hate.
I'm glad we got the small little technical difficulty dealt with. I want to jump right back in. TJ, you brought up Back to the Future, which in my opinion is the like quintessential 80s movie, and it's in my opinion got one of the best soundtracks to a movie. Period. I think the only soundtracks that top it is pretty much anything John Williams has written. But I mean, Huey Lewis in the News as the main theme.
Dude, didn't you open up for Huey Lewis?
No. I just went and saw Huey Lewis. I called you the night because it was Huey Lewis and Joe Cocker. And yeah, so it was Huey Lewis played first, and then Joe Cocker came on, and I called you at the end because
yes, I know.
Of course I called you at the end because we played Joe Cocker's version of With a Little Help from My Friends.
Which is not on YouTube, and you cannot
It is on YouTube, and you can go and search for it. As a matter of fact, if you go to our Facebook for Rock Detention, I will post the video.
Which means he won't, because I will unpost it. I'm sorry to get off. You were talking about
Huey Lewis in the News.
Back to the Future. Well,
well, and Alan's adventure.
Yeah,
too.
I mean he wrote the soundtrack for all three movies, and well, it's a known fact if you watch the movie, but most people don't pay attention to the date. Back to the Future Part 2 takes place in 2015. So.
Oh, I know.
Well, we made it past
that. Yeah. True story. October 21st, 2015. I watched all three in theaters.
I bow to you, sir. I did not.
Thank you.
It's a great story, man.
But yeah, so moving on with the 80s conversation, because that's where all of that started. It started because the three of us have an absolute love of 80s music, and they have a love of 80s style. I tend to just prefer a black shirt and blue jeans. So we got into
You wear it well.
I try. Or it wears me well.
You look great, bro.
But we got into a conversation last night, I believe, over a question that I posed. And I'm going to pose it to y'all again because we stopped ourselves from actually discussing the answer, and because we wanted to discuss it on the podcast. But I posed a question of who is the better stage performer? Michael Jackson, Prince. And I have a second part to that question. Who is the better, who would be the better quote unquote musician? Michael Jackson or Prince? Throw this question at you, boy.
I don't feel like I can answer that. Musician, they're both fantastic, man. I love both of them. Oh Lord, man. I mean, musician-wise, probably Prince because he did everything, man.
Yeah.
Right? But then again, Michael Jackson, one of the greatest performers of all. Dude, you them are fighting words there. TJ, how do you feel about all this?
Well, that's a little biased because I'm from Minnesota.
Specifically in Minnesota, where are you from?
Technically, well, if I say it, no one's gonna know. Well, maybe some of the viewers, but Champlin, just northwest of Minneapolis. That one, you probably know. But yeah, Prince played guitar and Purple Rain. I don't know. And in a movie, like Michael Jackson had Thriller, though. I don't know, and they both could like dance. It's tough. It's tough. Like if I'm on a deserted island, I'm bringing Prince with.
Touche.
I think, I don't know, man. Like Michael Jackson could dance, and he wore one glove and made it cool. Like, come on.
Yeah. I would have to. If I had to give a definitive answer, I'd say that Michael Jackson was absolutely hands down the best performer. Just his stage shows, the choreography, the way that he orchestrated, how everything in the show just synced up. Absolutely Michael Jackson. Musician-wise, I'd probably have to go with Prince because Michael Jackson, as far as I know, he's a great singer. He probably played an instrument, but he wasn't known for playing an instrument, whereas Prince, I think his first two, I know his first one, I think his second one, and possibly his third. I can't remember. He played absolutely everything. One of my favorite stories about Prince was during his first album in the 70s, because I think it was 78 when that album came out. He somehow at the height of record companies writing contracts and screwing artists over, this guy at 21 was able to come in, not only get a record deal, but be able to have complete and utter creative control in a studio by himself with no one else in it. That was part of the contract. The record executive, I think it was the vice president of the record label and the A&R rep that signed him, had to dress up as janitors to go into the studio just to check on him to make sure that he wasn't just, screwing off and not actually making them a record. And it's just funny to me to think about that.
I'll be dang.
I'll be dang. But I would say that if there's a reason that people look at Thriller as one of the defining records of music, period. Because
it's amazing. It's epic. Dude, you know how I discovered Thriller? Good, I'll tell you. I discovered it in 8th grade because of my theater teacher, Miss Waller, and we did a Halloween play or something, and Thriller was in it, and that was the first time I'd ever heard that song, and I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. And so I took that. She let me take it home, and I put it on my computer on my iTunes, and that's record forever changed everything, man.
Absolutely.
In 8th grade.
Absolutely. I remember, what was the album? I think it was 8th grade when I think that was the year that I discovered Def Leppard. And because my mom had a big vinyl collection, and I picked a vinyl up when I was real young, and I was like, what is this? How does this work? What is this thing? He showed me how to put it on the record player, and that taught me how to make mixtapes with the tape player, which is,
dude, that's so
hard at first. You try to get that thing.
I just want to say thank you to your mom. The fact that she started you early on records and cassette tapes and whatnot. That is fantastic, and not to mention great music.
Yeah, I mean it was a little bit of everything too. I mean, my dad played jazz, and mom was, at the time, she now plays percussion, but at the time she was just an avid music lover. So yeah, I grew up with a little bit of both of that. But I'll pose this question to the both of you. Since we're on the subject of Def Leppard, best Def Leppard song.
I knew you were gonna do it. I was gonna say don't do it. You did it.
You did it. Don't do it, Bobby.
I can never not enjoy listening to Hysteria.
Hysteria.
But I don't know why I really like Gods of War. That not many people talk about. It's a great song. I don't know if it's the best. And Photograph. I don't know. I think Photograph. Maybe. That's tough. I don't. Oh, that's a stupid question, Robin. Stupid question.
It's not a stupid question. It's a hard question.
I mean,
That's very true.
2 notes. You know what that song is. I don't care
Very true.
where you are. You hear that. Well, I guess that's more than 2 notes, but it's 2.
Close enough. We just round up.
It's the first 2 chords.
And you know that song. But oh, dude, it is hard to pick a favorite song. But Foolin', I love that one. And Too Late for Love. I mean, his voice in that song, getting way up in that high register. Whoa. Hey, gentlemen, I'm sorry to interrupt. My pops is saying there's a hardcore lag. Are y'all feeling any weird lag stuff on that end?
I'm good here.
Okay, cool.
I blame YouTube.
Yeah.
The YouTube. Well, Robin, so you were talking about your upbringing. Why don't we kind of tell everybody who each of us are and our backgrounds real quick, so that everyone can kind of see the 3 different views and why we chose this lineup for this podcast? Because I feel like we are 3 180-degree different people, and that's what I love about the 3 of us. So if you want to go ahead and start and just kind of give a quick little background about yourself.
Me or TJ? Sorry. TJ, why don't you go first?
Robin first. No, you go. No,
you go. You go first.
No, you go. Now it's
all right. All right. So, okay, where to begin here? Well, it started on a full moon many years ago. No, I'm kidding. No, I come from a musical family. And like a really musical family, except for the fact that my mother and my father were the only 2 professional musicians. Everybody else they did it on the side. It was an actual job. But my dad's a trombone player and a booking agent. Mother is a percussionist and the one that actually keeps the 2 of us, me and my dad, in line. So she's really running everything.
I can totally agree to that. But she's amazing.
Yes. But I'm a musician full time, and I also do audio engineering in a studio on the side. Right now, I'm doing that more than anything because there's no live gigs. But yeah, so I'm a musician. I play drums primarily, bass, guitar, piano. I sing. I got really bored in high school, and
you just sounded like an Austin.
I was like, I got
bass, guitar. I play a little bit of tuba as well, and you know what? Go ahead and throw B3 organ on.
No,
there
I cannot play the organ. Organ is one of those instruments that when I put my finger on it, it just sounds bad. Like you could like.
In fairness, an organ sounds kind of bad.
Not in the right hands. I mean, someone like.
I guess anything in the right hands sounds good.
Like Phantom of the Opera playing the organs.
Yeah, but I mean, like, or you have someone like Greg Raleigh playing the organ. I mean, he was with Journey and Santana, and he was amazing. But yeah, I mean, you could have like a professional organ player come in and set the organ to the exact tone, and I'll touch it, and it sounds like someone's strangling a cat. I'm terrible at the organ. Can't do it.
That's okay. Right on. And are you into puns or dad jokes or anything lame?
All of that. All of it. I'm into all things.
Cool. I'm just trying to paint a picture for people, man.
I don't want to give everybody everything. They got to come back and watch the show in order to get to know me and get to know us.
Sure.
So. Dude, you and I are very similar. I think people know 110% who and what we are within 10 minutes. We're pretty silly, bro. You silly Sally.
Okay. TJ.
TJ.
Heyo. Well, my background is I just put on eyeliner, try and look pretty, and I pretend to play guitar once in a while, and talk rock and roll.
Just like you had that practice. It's so short and to the point.
Well, yeah. But on that note, Robin and I met 2 weeks ago for the first time ever, and Zach left us to go eat, and we were still able to talk, and now here we are.
Is that a common thing? Me eating?
Yes.
Not
I
the
think
slightest.
whenever we talk via FaceTime, you are more often than not eating. So
Look, dude, I have a schedule, and that's just what
Hey.
happens. That's what I do.
there you go.
It's the
So-
longest streak without eating we've seen, I think, in the last 2 weeks.
Sure. Well, I was eating right before we went live. That's a really good pork, by the way. Right on. Well, thank you, TJ. I've known TJ for when did we meet? 2-3 years ago?
Yeah, it was like 2.5. Was it
Okay.
Keith's wedding? Right before, like the night before, or 2 nights before, or was it 3 years ago?
I don't know, but it was rock love at first sight, and
Yeah,
we kept in touch ever since.
it was at Bally's.
Yes, I met you at Bally's.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then
Well,
I came back out again for Keith's wedding, and here we are.
Well, I also saw you on the Rock of Ages tour.
That's true. You came to
Uh,
me as opposed to vice versa.
I did, dude. It was freezing, absolutely
It
freezing
was.
out there.
It was below zero, if I'm not mistaken.
It's
And we went out anyways.
dude, and you were wearing like this guy, ladies and gentlemen, every time you see him, he looks like this. He's always got a bandana on and he's always got eyeliner on. He is always dressed the part. It was like 0 degrees in Minnesota, and I'm in a freaking marshmallow, negative 30-degree jacket. This guy shows up in a t-shirt and a thin little leather jacket. I mean, nothing. And he's like, dude, I gotta look cool, man. And I respect that.
to him, it was probably just Monday.
Yeah.
Well-
I think it was Saturday, but I was
Yeah.
keeping track.
And then Robin over here. I've known Robin since 9th grade, actually.
2004.
2004. Don't do the math, people. We don't need to discuss numbers. But yeah, he was actually kind of a jerk to me when we first
That's an
met.
understatement.
But by senior year, it finally clicked when we both played in jazz band together. So that's when everything
Yeah, it
changed.
was one of those things where like when we started learning the song for graduation, I was like, okay, I guess this guy actually does know what he's doing. Okay, all right.
I wouldn't go that far, man. I get lucky and hit the right notes every once in a while, but bless you, thank you. But whoa, hello.
Happened.
We got you.
Oh, I just heard it.
Nope.
Anyway, and then obviously for those of you who do not know me, I'm Zach. I play guitar. I'm a touring musician, and I love the '80s. I love all music, but the '80s definitely strikes me in a special way. I do love
I
it.
would be careful of saying I love the '80s. Don't want to get sued by VH1. You know.
Did I say I love the '80s? I really, really like the '80s.
Really like the '80s. I think we all really like the '80s. I think that's where this all just kind of started. What are you taking a picture? Oh.
No.
I thought
Wait,
I
did
looked up and saw your hand out like this, and I was like, "Are you taking a picture?"
What? Maybe I am. Maybe I am.
But yeah, like that's us. That's where this whole podcast and everything started. And we're gonna take a wild journey and see where this thing goes. We're gonna have guests. We don't know who they're gonna be yet. We're gonna figure that out.
We know some of them.
Yeah, we know some of them. I didn't want to give anything away, but we know some of them.
Okay.
And,
We
There
just
are
don't know when.
guests
there are
coming.
guests coming, and but one thing that we will say is that we want to make this fun for everybody. One of our big rules between the three of us is no serious talk of anything like politics or anything. We want this to be a good, relaxing, hilarious listen to three guys talk about things that they that we think we know about. Very nice. So that is what we are, and
That's what we stand for, bro.
It's us. We're gonna. Yeah.
You're pushing the political thing there. That's a little political.
What?
Oh, this is us.
Just a joke.
Oh my. We'll be with you in a
Yeah,
second,
TJ. We'll be with you in a second.
Oh wait.
Car Steve.
But yeah. So, TJ, I think you had you have a word for us? I think you had texted us a word.
Which word?
I don't know. It was some weird. I think it started with an S.
I had never heard of this word, but what is it? I'll have to look again.
Prepared.
This is gonna be fun. At this point, we got to do word of the day every time.
Yeah. If we start bringing in random words, we got to do words of the day. So, or word of the week, because we're only gonna be doing this once a week.
It sounds Italian. Kind of sounds Italian, but it's sprezzatura.
That sounds like a type of ice cream. I'll have the sprezzatura.
It does, doesn't it? Like a gelato. And it means graceful conduct or performance without apparent effort, which is what we do, boys.
This is true.
We are sprezzatura.
Sprezzatura, man.
We try.
I'll have 3.
And now insert awkward silence.
See what I did.
In response to the word.
That's all I got for us, Robin. I thought you were going somewhere, Robin.
I just told you what I was going to do. Insert awkward silence. Right here.
Oh.
Robin, what do you have in your hand?
You want to talk about balls? Because that's what I have in my hand. I keep throwing. I don't know. I have a nervous twitch. I always have to be playing with something. I always have to be doing something with my hands, like my leg will shake and everything, or when I'm sitting still and whatnot. But I have a lacrosse ball because I've been rubbing it on my foot. I have collapsing arches. Lacrosse ball on your.
Are you sure, like, rubbing it, or are you supposed to put it on the ground?
You rub your foot on it like that. So.
Okay, roll your foot on it.
Technicalities, sir. I don't care.
Yeah.
That'd be my first thought too.
Technicalities, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Are you with me, TJ Bajurki, or are you with him?
What now?
I don't know. Or are you saying, are you on my side or his side?
I was being sarcastic and said that was my first thought. If I had collapsing arches, I'd just rub a lacrosse ball on the floor because I have one conveniently located by me.
No, but you do have a hat conveniently located by you that is probably pretty fantastic to the 80s.
It is. Is it going to show up if I do it?
If you put it up, yeah.
That's pretty wild, bro.
That is another one of our rules: is be excellent to each other and party on.
That's another great one from the 80s. I mean, kind of a cult classic now.
I have a confession. I fell
never
asleep.
Seen it. Don't say
Whoa, hold up. Time out on the playing field. I tried watching it when I was a kid, but I fell asleep during it. I couldn't super get into it. But I also fell asleep watching Spinal Tap as a kid. But then watching it as an adult, I'm like, this is genius.
This way to the stage. Hello, Cleveland. The janitor.
Dude, that is one of my favorite things. Favorite movies. When we were talking about movies out of the 80s, I was going to say, when was Spinal Tap released?
Well, because Spinal Tap is spoofing on the 70s.
It was like early. It might have been early 90s. Early 90s? Or is it late 80s?
If only we had a device that we could like look up stuff with instantly. Oh.
Well.
When was Spinal Tap released?
This is where I need to. I wish I had the button to like push. This is where the first episode. We're still getting everything working. I wish I had the button to push to start playing the Jeopardy theme. 1984. Yeah, because isn't Spinal Tap the one that's like spoofing? It's spoofing on like the late 70s, like progressive rock bands that were doing all the weird stuff and what, right?
It's like most amps only go up to 10. This one goes up to 11.
That is definitely a line out of there. Hey, Robin,
I was
what?
gonna say my
go ahead.
guitar has knobs, the volume knobs on it go to 11.
Heck yeah, dude. Dude, my amp goes to 11. It really does.
Make 10.
But this one goes to 11.
What were you gonna ask me?
I was gonna say, let's go to the comments. Do we have anybody commenting? Do we have any?
There was a bunch of people
questions to
agreeing with you on that photograph is amazing. Oh, one of the commenters asked, said, can we get some love for the Def Leppard logo? One of the best of all time. I'll ask that question.
Oh yeah.
Besides Def Leppard, obviously, best logos.
So many. Twisted Sister had a
true.
great logo. Steel Panther has a great logo.
I was gonna, yeah. Oh.
I feel like every band had a great
The correct answer
logo.
is Prince. Kidding.
Poison.
Motley Crue had a great logo. Poison.
Yes.
I feel that people don't quite understand the trickiness in actually making the right logo and making it look good.
Oh, that's really easy. You just go to logomaker.com and pick one of the 7 fonts that they let you choose.
Yes,
from.
like the logo that we have conveniently located right there.
Whoa! Listen, okay? I am beyond proud of that. If you want to make one better.
No. I have other things I need to fix. Like, I want to make the audio better. I want to figure out how to insert funny little noises when someone says something. When someone says something, that's not very funny, you can make a little noise like wah wah wah. I still think one of the greatest things that Skype ever did was make this an emoji.
Dude.
Oh, it doesn't show up on the thing. Oh, lame. No, it doesn't show up. Okay. Well,
I saw it, but yeah.
But it's
wish y'all
Skype
could
has an
see it
emojis. They've got the common like tear emoji, the laughing emoji, the wow emoji, but then they have a slow clap, and it's just this guy is just like, just looking at the screen. The best thing that Skype's got. But yeah, this brings us to the next point of Zach. What's
Well, hold on.
Okay.
I got some if you want. Or
I
if
want
you don't
everything.
want, I don't care. Anybody in the comments wants. I was gonna touch on it way back. I saw Def Leppard, Pyromania in my parents' collection as a kid, and I was like, don't know what that is, and I never listened to it. And then I got older, and I was like, what's wrong with me? And then
Many things.
Right, correct. On the Foolin' song, I can't remember where I read it, but it was when Def Leppard first started, like late 70s or early 80s. Billy Idol came up to him and was like, "You're the mates that did Foolin', aren't you?" And they're like, "Yep." And he's like, "I love that song." That's Billy Idol's story and a Def Leppard story.
That's great.
Now we know.
I know.
Because it's our super short.
The more we know.
Someone's gonna be out there and be like, "Did he just make a Disney reference?" Yes, it did.
No, I doubt anyone who watched Disney is. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of Disney watchers on there. So
who took my Disney subscription and has been binge watching Disney stuff?
Whoa! Okay.
Those are fighting words.
I'll tell you
You
what.
tell me what.
Some of those old movies really stand up today.
Yeah,
They really do.
And some of them don't.
I mean, like Jungle to Jungle and
That's a great movie.
yeah.
Mimi Siku?
Mimi Siku, absolutely. Brink.
Oh, dude, I watched Brink like a month ago. It was
Johnny Tsunami, like it's still good, man. Dude, and
Brink's
that song
like
in
the
Brink.
great-
You gotta look before you leave. Oh yeah, you remember that one? That is such a good song.
Brinker.
Yeah.
What a name. Brinker.
Andy Brinker.
There are a couple of times where I wish I could have sat around in like the pitch room where whoever was writing whatever show it was to be like sitting in the room and have to be a fly on the wall listening to this person give a pitch of like, we're gonna do, you know, a roller skating movie about a guy or kid who starts a dog cleaning business to be able to roller skate. Like,
Poppin' suds.
I mean, I'm sure they told it
oh, of
much
course,
better than
but
that.
it's the
that
yeah. I mean,
was
it's
horrible.
the same thing as like, and I know there's a comedian out there who has made this joke, but it's the same thing with like the Ninja Turtles. Like, to be in the pitch meeting for the Ninja Turtles of like, look, we're gonna make mutant turtles and we're gonna name them after, you know, Renaissance painters. Even though I don't think Donatello was a Renaissance painter, but you know, we're gonna mutant turtles that are trained by a rat and followed around by a redhead reporter.
I mean, it sounds good to me.
I don't know much about Ninja Turtles, man. That was not my thing.
Whoa.
Cool.
Dude,
TJ, you
look,
want to continue this podcast?
Whoa.
We're gonna talk about the '80s.
Listen, gentlemen. Exactly. I didn't do the toys thing and action figures when I was a kid. I was playing with guitars and musical stuff. So I didn't really do typical Ninja Turtles stuff, you know?
I didn't really get into playing like a musical instrument until I was in middle school. And my parents forced me to play piano when I was.
And do you still play?
I can kind of work my way around it.
Bad form. I don't think that's
no,
gonna
you
work
shouldn't
on
play
piano.
flat-fingered. Yeah.
True story. I played Bon Jovi "Runaway" at a retirement home for a recital once.
That's beautiful. No, that really is beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, wait, which one's "Runaway"?
Did you sing it?
I don't know if they heard it. But
Did they think you were a girl?
probably. I think I had short hair back then, though.
Weird. How long have you had long hair?
I know, right?
That's a loud. What's
A while now.
What?
It's been a while.
Right
The
on.
last time I truly cut it, like really short, was 2010 when I went to go work for Disney.
2000. Okay, no, because I cut mine in 2004. That was the last time I cut mine.
And I went a little shorter, like 3 or 4 years ago, 2, 3, something like that. But then I was like, nah, not short enough to be like Robin short. No offense, Robin. But I was like, I need a little length. And then after that, no.
The longest I had my hair was senior year of high school. Yeah, if I
Oh, wait.
don't leave it alone. It does not need to be brought up.
Dude. Well, okay, you can't say that when it's on your public profile.
Do you know the story behind that picture? Well, you'll probably get to show the picture, and then I'll tell the story behind the picture. But yeah, I had it really long there to the point like it's curled, but if I, yes. So.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
I have big ring curls. Like for some reason, I'd like forced it down with a hat. But if I straightened it, it was like down to here. I have a license picture somewhere with my hair straight on my way to play a show. I straightened my hair. But that picture came about because we were in our senior portrait stuff doing the whatever thing, and there was a girl. There was like in the portrait room. There's 2 stages, and she was over there, and she just looked like she was having a miserable time, and I started like popping off random quotes and whatnot, and I wasn't even sure that the camera was. I didn't even realize that the guy was behind the camera, and I just started quoting Princess Bride. So, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. And so I said that, and I tried to do it in like the best accent that I could, and which was awful because I was 18 and but I did that, and I heard him snap the picture, and I was like, great, that's gonna be. that's going down in the history books now and of me.
Dude,
That honestly makes the picture that much better.
I actually just saw that movie for the first time during quarantine.
Is that an 80s
and I've got it.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is
Yes.
fantastic. I was rolling,
absolutely
laughing.
Were you rolling?
I was
were you rolling down
laughing.
the hills thing as you wish?
Dude. Well played, sir. Well played.
That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. Pop culture reference and useless information.
Dude, I would absolutely. I would watch that movie again. I've
seen it several times.
I would watch Spinal Tap.
Speaking of which, I probably need to go watch Spinal Tap again. I haven't seen that.
It's well worth it, dude.
I think we've hit the 50-minute mark, and I think we've had good conversation. This is a good launching point for us to start this whole thing, and we made a goal 2 weeks ago when we first talked about this. We said, you know what, we want to do the first episode within 2 weeks, and we hit that goal, and then some. And,
great job, fellas.
We hit that goal, and it actually looks good. I hope it sounds good.
With it looking good, I want to give shouts to you, Robin. Mad props to Robin, ladies and gentlemen. He definitely figured out all of the video stuff and all the streaming. So thank you, brother. You did a great job. I'm very proud. Very proud of you.
I enjoy it. This is fun. Side note, yes, for those of you wondering, that is a fully automatic Nerf gun in the corner. You totally thought I wasn't gonna say it.
You do. I thought I was surprised. But
I absolutely love that thing.
Oh my god! And for all of you who weren't wondering, that
yes, it's a Nerf gun. I have a ton of them. I'll probably change it out weekly. Other Nerf guns. But we're gonna try to do this. The goal is to do this every week, to sit down with each other and hopefully have some guests soon. Sit down every week and talk. You guys have any questions that you think would be good discussion questions? Throw them up in the comments. Send us a direct email or a direct message on Facebook. As you can see in the corner right here to my left, you can see all of our things. Send us whatever. Nope. Really? Nobody was wondering? Someone just commented. It's like nobody was wondering. No one about my gun. And yes, they were wondering.
That's hysterical.
But yes.
Dude, I thought you were going to get YouTuber on me and say, be sure to smash that subscriber button and do the bell. We'll get to you in a second, TJ.
That's what I was going to say. You stole my thunder. You stole my thunder. I was waiting for the like, comment, and subscribe above.
Okay, and for the record, guys, me and Robin are not being jerks. It's an inside joke between the three of us. If he ever raises his hand and we say, we'll get back to you, that is all love. We are not being a news hole. So.
I am. I'm being the resident. I'll be the resident asshole if I have to. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so we really do, want you to follow, subscribe, whatever. I know that's really cliched. We're not going to really harp on that kind of stuff. We want people to follow us if they like it, and if they don't, well, their loss. Yeah,
follow us anyway.
Yeah.
We need it. But we are thinking potentially, possibly Thursdays. We're gonna figure all that out. I know next week we're gonna have to do it Tuesday because I'm gonna be gone. TJ's gonna be gone next weekend, so Thursday's kind of out for us. So look for this again Tuesday, same time, same place.
Well, I definitely want to try some coffee talk as well.
We could try early morning, or not early morning, but like 11. Yeah, not too early.
Not too early.
like
5
morning,
boys.
11:30.
Yeah. See, TJ is a waker upper earlier. Earlier.
You are weird.
Early waker.
Yeah. No.
Absolutely. Well, folks, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It really does mean a lot. We just want to spread some joy, and we just want to hang out with people right now. So come hang with us. Thanks for everything. We look forward to rocking with you next week on Rock Detention. Take care, guys.
See you later. Class dismissed.
Class dismissed.
Oh, right.